welcome to this Sacral Chakra based yoga flow. My name's Gemma and today I'm going to be leading you through this yoga flow designed to ignite your Sacral Chakra. This chakra is often referred to as the seat of your emotions, and it's considered to be a master generator of your own essence. When it's in alignment, it allows us to move out of survival mode and into creativity, passion and pleasure. So I encourage you to tap into those feelings as you move through your practice today. You might like to have a bolster or a block or two handy for this practice, but you may not need them at all. I'll meet you on the mat and we'll get started. Let's take a moment to arrive in an easy seated pose, any upright position that you like. And let's take our hands to that place just below your belly button. This is where Svadhisthana, our sacral chakra, resides. If you like, you can gently just close your eyes and start to feel the breath here. And as you breathe and you feel the breath in your body, you might like to imagine that it has the colour orange, a gentle orange glow in this area of the sacral chakra. And as you breathe, can you imagine that that breath is expanding that glow outwards all around you in every direction. So as you inhale, that glow becomes a little bit brighter, a little bit more intense. Nice soft belly breaths here. Letting your shoulders soften, your face soften, your fingertips and your toes and the soles of your feet all soften as well. And now as you breathe, let that breath and that orange glow expand right up into your rib cage. And as you exhale, it might just shrink down again. So feel that expansion and contraction. And again, inhale, let that orange colour spill into your rib cage. And exhale, nice long, slow exhales. With each breath, it's getting a little bit bigger and brighter, that orange glow. Now it might come all the way up to your collarbones. Feel it nudge the collarbones. Feel it reach into all sides of your heart, the back of your heart, the sides of your heart. And then contracts all the way back down. A few more breaths here, just basking in that beautiful orange glow. Let's make this our last breath here. Draw it all the way in, right from low down in your belly. Right up, feel the stretch in your lungs. And exhale, pour that breath out. And if you have your eyes closed, gently start to blink them open now. We'll take our palms to our knees and we're going to start with what I like to call a seaweed movement. So keep your sit bones nice and grounded here and just imagine that you're like a little piece of seaweed floating on the bottom of the ocean floor. And we're going to start with some ripples to the sides. We're going to shift the weight over the ribs over towards one side and then shift them back to the other side. And then again, just shifting the weight side to side, keeping the sit bones really nice and grounded down into your mat. Let's already start to incorporate our breath with our movement. So we could go inhale over and exhale back the other way. And inhale. And exhale, and now start to build upon that. So let's take the ribs and the shoulders and maybe even the head over that side. So really imagining like you're a piece of seaweed just being blown around by the current at the bottom of the ocean floor. Breathing nice and fluid. So the element of our sacral chakra is actually water. So we can imagine this fluidity. How can you bring it into your practice today? That feeling of the water element within the body. Good, and maybe even getting a little bit bigger now, letting the head and the neck come into it, waking up the sides of the body and breaking up any tension into the lower spine. Let's make this our last one, and then we'll find our way back into center, feeling our weight grounded evenly on our sit bones. Let's reach our arms all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands through heart center. So that again, inhale, reach the arms overhead. You might take the gaze up towards your palms, press them together, and exhale, hands through heart center. This time let's interlace the fingers behind the head and just use that grip to slightly traction yourself up. So we're getting nice and long through the spine. And from here we're going to round through the spine, drawing the navel towards the belly button. You can let the elbows come together. And then inhale, we're going to arch, rock forwards of the sit bones, open the elbows out wide. So it's like a seated cat-cow. We're rounding as we exhale. And on the inhale, we're reaching the elbows out wide. We're shining our sternum, a light out from our sternum up towards the sky. Exhale to round and curl. Inhale to arch. And you might like to feel like the movement is coming from that point of the sacral chakra, right below your belly button as you curl. And as you arch, inhaling, open. Couple more rounds here. Exhale, moving through the spine. Nice fluid water element movements. Inhale to open. And exhale. So remembering also that this is the seat of creativity and pleasure. So how can you move in a way that's creative to you? It might not look the same as it always does. You can really play around with this practice today. And how can you move in a way that feels really pleasurable to you as well? Good. Let's come back through center. Release the hands back to our heart center. Let's take one round of Om. Inhaling through the nose. And just let that resonate through the body. Good, let's come onto all fours now. So into a tabletop position. Sit up with your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Simply moving through our cat-cow. As you inhale, we arch, look up towards your third eye. Exhale, round through the spine and curl, just like we did seated. Now we're on all fours. Press the mat away from you as you round through the spine. As you inhale, think reaching the chest forwards, taking the gaze up, broadening the collarbones, and exhale to round. Two more here, inhale to arch. Exhale, round and curl. And the last one, inhale, draw the heart forwards. Exhale, really round, navel towards spine. Feel the stretch through the back of the body. And inhale to center. Tuck the toes, coming into our first downward facing dog of the day. Hips up and back. And if you like, we can just pedal the feet out here. Sway the hips side to side, just to feel into this position before we make our way to stillness. So just take a check that your shoulders are drawing away from your ears, lengthening through the backs of the legs. And now let's find some stillness here. heels melting down towards the mat. As you inhale, we're going to ripple forward. It's like a wave forward into a high plank position. As you exhale, bend into the knees, send the heels down, back to downward facing dog. And again, ripple forward. Really feel one vertebrae at a time, undulating forward into your high plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. And one more like that. Inhale forward. And exhale back, downward facing dog. From there, lift your heels high. Send both heels over towards your right side. So now we're like in a rotated downward facing dog. And we're going to repeat the same movement here. So we're going to ripple forwards into a high plank pose, feeling that nice twist through the spine. Exhale back into your rotated downward facing dog. Feel the stretch through that left side of the body. Inhale forward, rippling, undulating like a wave. Exhale all the way up. And one more side, inhale to come forward. Exhale, press all the way back. Take your heels through center. Take them all the way over to the left side this time. And we're going to repeat the same thing here, rippling forwards. Find your rotated high plank. Just get there. Exhale, bend the knees, press up and back. This time feeling the stretch through the right side of the body. Inhale to come forwards. Exhale back. And last one here, inhale forwards. Exhale, pressing all the way back. Nice, let's come back through center. And then slowly walk the feet all the way towards the hands. Lots of little steps into Uttanasana, your forward fold at the top of the mat. Let the head hang, let the knees bend, and take your opposite elbow with your thumb in a gentle sway side to side in a ragdoll position. Just feel the decompression of the spine. Feel like you're making more space in between each vertebra. No tension in the head or the neck here. From there, let's take our right hand down to the mat, bend into your right knee, and reach your left arm all the way up to the sky. And then as you exhale, reach all the way to the front of the room, like a freestyle swimming action with the arm, and replace the hand and we'll swap it over. So you place the left hand down, bend into your left knee, reach the right arm up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, reach it all the way forwards as far as you can and swap it over. So we're going to continue here with this movement. Inhaling up. Exhale to reach as far as you can. Feel the stretch. And down, swap it over. Inhale up. Exhale, reach, lengthen the spine forwards. Exhale. Let's do one more on each side. Inhale, twist and reach. And exhale all the way forwards. And last one, reaching your right arm up. As you inhale, open the chest. Exhale, reach towards the front of the room. And good, we'll finish there. A little half lift here. Hands to shins or to your mat. Looking forwards. Exhale, ripple down. Let's do two more like that. Inhale, half lift. And exhale all the way back down. Again, we're going to get a little bit bigger now, so come up a little bit higher. And relax. Again, that undulating feeling of the spine to come down. And each time we do this, we're going to get a little bit higher, activating those back muscles. Exhale, ripple down. So imagine you are like a wave now. A gentle wave. Inhale, come up even a little bit further now. And exhale. Pour the breath out. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's do a couple more, getting even higher, nearly to stand. To really feel those back muscles working. Down, and last one, nearly to stand again. Up. Pour the breath out, let it cascade out of you. And this time let's come all the way to stand, taking the arms up overhead. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hands at heart center or by your sides. Feel your Tadasana here, tall mountain pose. Alright, so let's go into our flow. We're going to reach our arms all the way up. And as we exhale, hinge and fold forward, back into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale to fold. We're going to just practice a position here that's going to come into our flow later on. So we're going to ground down through our right foot, draw your nose towards your knee and pick your left foot up and squeeze the heel towards your glute as much as you can. This is a variation of a flamingo pose. Good, and let's swap it over. So place your left foot down, keep your nose curling towards your knee as much as you can. Squeeze your right heel towards your glute. Squeeze, 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 everything's squeezing, and place the foot down. One more on each side, transfer the weight, round down through that standing foot. Squeeze the heel towards your glute. And come down, try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Light on the fingertips if you can. If you need your blocks here, you can use them by all means. Last one, place the foot down. Good, let's just walk it back into our downward facing dog. Okay, so now we've felt that position in the body. We're going to come back there, but we're going to hop there. So from our downward facing dog, just take a couple of breaths here. Find your home base. Ground down through all four corners of your feet and your hands. Lift those hips up and back. On your next inhale, lift the heels high, look between your hands, bend the knees. We're going to hop onto our right foot into our flamingo pose. Here we go, little hop, and there we go. Good. So keep both legs bent to start, and then as you inhale, light on the fingertips, we're going to extend out into a warrior three variation. You can keep the fingertips grounded or on blocks. Exhale, curl the leg back to your starting position. Inhale, extend out long. Exhale, round it in. Two more here. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, contract, really curl. And one more like that, inhale out. And this time we're going to stay there, flex the front foot. Hands to heart center in a bent leg warrior three. And then come all the way up to stand. Good, give your hips a little shake if you need to. Little sway side to side. From there, ground down through your right leg. We'll pick up the same foot that we just had behind us into a stork pose. And the hands either side of your chest. Good, squeeze the knee in towards your chest. Ground down through that standing leg. As we exhale, we're going to press out as if we're pressing a wall away from us with our foot and our hands. Then we're going to take a big step back into a high lunge position. That's it. Arms will float overhead. Deepen slightly into that front knee. Because we're keeping it nice and fluid with our sacral chakra flow here, we're going to keep it moving. So circle the arms down and we'll come back into our stork pose where we just came from. Pick the foot up. Hands either side of the shoulders. Let's go again. Exhale, press it out. Inhale, big step back, high lunge. Let's keep it moving now. Circle the hands down. We come back to our stork pose. Let's do one more just like that. Exhale to press it out. Big step back, inhale. And this time circle the hands all the way down to the floor. Untuck the back toes. And we're in a low runner's lunge here. Shining the chest forward. As you exhale, draw both hips back, flex the front foot. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split, but we're not staying there. We're just rippling forward back into our low lunge. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Again, moving like water, moving in any way that feels creative to you or pleasurable to you. Exhale back. And inhale forwards. Exhale back one last time. Take a little half lift there as you inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the body, lengthen the body, I should say, over that front leg. Find a stretch there, release the head and the neck. And just take a couple of breaths here, breathing into the back of that right leg, feeling the opening through the hamstring. Hugging your right hip back towards you. Inhale all the way. Exhale, let that breath go. And one more like that, inhale all the way. Exhale, let that breath go. Good, from there we'll come back into our low lunge. Pick the back foot up and turn the back shin parallel so it's in line with the short side of your mat. Take your left hand, place it down towards the back of your mat. We're going to sweep that right arm up and overhead. Now we're in a gate pose here. So ground down through that right foot and feel that line of energy from your fingertips right down to the sole of your right foot there. Nice long lines. Take a breath there, breathe into the side of the body. And as we exhale, we're going to walk the hands all the way back to the top of our mat, into our low lunge. Tuck the back toes. Pick the back knee up off the ground. Right foot steps back in a high plank position. And we're going to go through our first vinyasa. So slowly lowering down chaturanga. Keeping the elbows close. Inhale, sweep the chest through, roll over the toes, upward facing dog. Exhale, all the way up and back, downward facing dog, and 2 breaths here in your downward facing dog. We'll take all of this to the left side now. So as you rise up onto the balls of feet, inhale, look forward, bend knees. We're coming into our flamingo pose. Do a little hop there, this time we're on the left foot. So hopping the left foot between the hands, squeezing the right foot in towards ankle width. Very good. Nice and light on the fingertips. Inhale, we extend out long. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl, contract. Engage the abdominal muscles. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hug it in. Last one, we're going to stay in our extended position and find our bent leg, warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Hips facing towards the floor, flex that back foot. Float the hands to heart center. Take a breath here. And on the next inhale, let's come all the way to stand. Okay. Moving through the hips a little bit if you need to. Okay, let's come back into our Tadasana position here. We're taking our right knee in towards our chest, stork pose, hugging the knee in towards you, arms either side of your chest. As if you're pushing a wall away from you. Exhale. Inhale, big step back, high lunge, reach the hands all the way up to the floor, up to the ceiling. Exhale, they circle all the way down and back, and it's as if your hands are collecting your foot to come back into your stork pose to prepare for the next round. Exhale, press. Inhale, big step back. Reach the arms up. Continue the circle, open the chest. Pick the foot up, back to your stork pose. One more, here we go. Exhale, press. Step the foot back, high lunge. Exhale, reach the hands all the way down, this time coming to the floor. Lower the knee, untuck the back toes. We're in our runner's lunge. We're reaching the chest forward. Moving between our half split now and our low lunge. So let's take both hips back, especially hugging that left hip back, flexing the front foot as much as you can. And then inhale to come back into your low lunge. So just get to the deepest point of your position that you can get to, and then don't stay there, we're just moving through it. So just building mobility into the body with this active motion, back and forwards, using the breath. Inhale forwards. Exhale all the way back. Moving slowly, like you're moving through some thick liquid, like honey. This will be our last one as we come back this time. We'll stay in our Ardha Hanumanasana, our half split pose. Take an inhale there to lengthen the spine forward. And then as you exhale, keep that length as much as you can. Come into your stretch. Let the head and the neck release. Shoulders are soft, face is soft. Take 2 nice inhales and exhales here. Inhaling all the way, right from low down in the belly, just like we did at the beginning of the class. And exhale, pouring the breath, just letting the breath pour out of you. One more breath like that. Inhale. And exhale. Go to ripple forward. We're back in our low lunge position. Pick the back foot up. The chin turns parallel in line with the short edge of your mat. Right hand goes to the back of your mat. Left arm sweeps up and overhead. Gate pose. Reach out long. Feel the length in both sides of the body. Don't sink into that shoulder. Make sure you're pressing away from the mat nice and strongly. Take an inhale there to reach a little bit further. Get a little bit longer through the spine. And then as we exhale, walk the hands all the way back to the top of your mat. Tuck the back toes. Peek the back knee up. Step the left foot back to meet your right in our high plank pose here. Corset the ribcage together. Zip up through that midline. And then we go through our vinyasa. So slowly lowering down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, sweep the chest forward. Upward facing dog. Engage those thighs. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Feel like this is your home base here. This is your moment to check in with your body. Check in with your breath. Notice how it's traveling through the body. Notice if it's become restricted at all. And let your breath be your teacher. Let your breath be your guide. Okay, so we're going to move through this flow again. Just adding on a couple of little things. So let's start the same. We'll rise up onto the balls of the feet. Look forward, bend knees. Right foot is hopping in between our hands. Flamingo pose and hop. Okay. As we did before, inhale to extend. We'll keep it moving this time. Exhale in, really nice and fluid. Inhale, remember the creativity. Move in any way that feels creative, pleasurable to you today. Inhale, extend. And exhale, curl it in. Last one, as we extend, we'll stay there. Inhale, come into your bent leg warrior 3. Flex the back foot, reach out through the sole of the foot and the heel. Hands to heart center. We're going to come into our dog pose from here. And this time, see if you can keep the leg hovering off the mat. So we're not going to stop, we're going to continue into our dog pose. Hovering the leg, pendulum the leg through, squeeze it into the chest, bring your arms either side of your shoulders. We've been here before. So just as we did before, but we'll keep it more continuous this time. Exhale, press. Inhale, step back. Exhale, circle the hands. Pick the foot up, stop pose. And again, exhale. Inhale to step back. Exhale to circle the hands. Inhale back to your stop pose. One more time. Exhale, press. Inhale, big step back. Exhale, circle the hands. This time find the floor, lower the back knee down and the foot. Rippling back and forwards, half split. Inhale forwards, stretch deepen into that front hip. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And inhale forwards. This is our last one here. Exhale back. And this time we're going to have the option to come into your full split, your full Hanumanasana. Slide that front foot forwards. Many variations you can do here. You could put a block underneath that front thigh, that front hamstring, or a bolster, or you could have two blocks either side of you to help prop you up if you can't quite get to the full range of this position. Wherever you are today, keep breathing and send the breath into the area where you feel it the most. So most likely into the hamstring, into that back hip. Imagine that you can breathe in and out of these areas. Exhale. If the breath becomes restricted, back it off a little bit, get to a place where you can take those nice deep belly breaths. Let's stay here for one more breath. Let that breath go. And then make your way back through your half split into your low lunge. We're going to pick the back foot up just like we did before, turn it parallel. Left hand comes to the back of the mat, sweep the right arm up and overhead. We're in our gate pose. We'll add on a little bit here. So float that right leg off the floor, and as you exhale, curl everything in, elbow to knee, round through the spine. Inhale to extend. Exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend it out long, reach, reach, reach. One more like that, exhale. And inhale. From there, you could stay there, or you might reach around to find the top of your right foot with your right hand. And if you have that grip, press the foot strongly into the arm and feel the opening through the front of the body. Breathe into that beautiful space that we've just found through the front of the body. And on the next breath, slowly release without slingshotting the leg. Release, place the foot down, walk the hands all the way back to the top of the mat into your low lunge. Tuck the back toes, pick the back knee up, step the right foot back to meet your left. We'll go through our vinyasa, moving a little bit more continuously now. Move with your breath. One breath for one movement. Exhale up and back. Downward facing dog. Good work. Come back to your breath here. Take two nice long rounds of breath here, grounding down into the mat. And we have one more side to go. So here we go. Let's pick our heels up nice and high. Look forward. Bend knees. Float your left foot this time between your hands into your flamingo pose. As you inhale, extend out long. Exhale takes us back in. Expanding and contracting. Inhale out. Feel the stretch, feel the length. Exhale, curl it in. Two more. Inhale out. Use your breath. Exhale to contract. Last one. Inhale, extend out long, reach through the crown of the head. Flex that back foot. Corset the rib cage here, just like we did in our high plank pose. It's that same feeling, hands float to heart center. Good, now as we come into our stalk pose, we're going to try to hover that right foot off the ground. The whole time, just pendulum the leg through. Start to squeeze the knee towards the chest. Hands either side of your shoulders. Ready for our little flow here. Exhale to press. Inhale, big step back, high lunge. Exhale, circling the hands. Inhale, pick the foot up. We're back in our stalk pose. Exhale, press. Inhale, step. Exhale, circle the arms. Inhale, pick the foot up. Last time here, exhale to press. Inhale to step. Exhale, circle the hands down. Gently find the fingertips on the floor there. Lower the back knee down and the foot. As we exhale, we take 2 hips back. Flex the front foot, half split. Inhale, ripple forward, low lunge. Melt into that right hip. Exhale back, really flex the toes as much as you can back towards your shins. Inhale, let the spine ripple here as well. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. And as we shift the weight back next time, we will stay there. Either finding your stretch here in your half split, or if you want, moving with me into our full split by sliding that heel forwards. Blocks if you want them. Just go as far as you can while still maintaining your nice deep yogic breaths with a soft belly. Inhale all the way. You can come back to that image of that light, that orange light glowing inside of you. Exhale. And again, inhale. Let that light radiate through your whole body and beyond. And exhale all the way. Good. If you're in your full splits, let's make our way back through our half split to shift the weight forward into our low lunge position. Pick the back foot up, turn it towards the short side of your mat. Coming into our gate pose, right hand goes down towards the back of your mat. Left arm sweeps up and over. And this time we're hovering our leg off the ground to about hip height if you can. Exhale, bring everything in towards your midline, squeeze it in. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, reach it out long. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach. This time we stay there. And if you took this variation on the other side, you can reach your arm around to find the top of your left foot. Press your foot into your hand. Feel opening. Feel the stretch through the chest, the hip. Keep pressing away strongly from the floor. And breathe into that stretch. Without slingshotting the leg now, we'll release the leg to the floor gently, slowly, with control. Walk the hands all the way back to the top of your mat. Tap the back toes. Pick the back knee up. Step it back, high plank position. Feel nice and strong here. And then move through your vinyasa. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale all the way back and down. Downward facing dog. Good. From here, I'm just going to walk the feet in. I'm going to turn to facing here. Take another nice ragdoll pose here. So take your elbows with your thumbs and just sway side to side. Again, feeling that decompression of the spine. Feeling the transfer of the weight from foot to foot. Reconnecting with the earth there. And then we're going to come all the way down onto our knees. One last little flow here. So if you have knees that are a little bit funny, a little bit painful maybe, you can put a blanket under your knees. You could roll your mat over again, something to protect them in this position. Let's take our right hand down slightly behind us. Then reach your left arm up and overhead without lifting the hips to start with, just stretching as you're reaching towards the back corner of the room. And as you exhale, round through center, release the spine, and we're going to swap it over. So our left hand will come down at about a 45-degree angle behind us, and the right arm will sweep overhead. Feel a nice stretch through the side body there. And exhale, round through center. Let's do that again on each side. Right hand comes down, left hand sweeps up and over. And exhale, round through center. Inhale, left hand down, right arm sweeps up and over. And exhale. We'll continue now with a gentle, very small lift of the hips. Right hand comes down. Left hand sweeps over, gently lifting the hips. And exhale. Through center, sweep the arms around. Inhale, same thing to the other side. Gently lifting the hips. So now it's becoming a little bit of a back bend as well. Right arm down. Same thing again, just keep it moving. There's no end and no beginning here. It's just one long, continuous movement. In. Exhale. Now you can start to lift them a little bit higher if you want to. Stopping wherever you feel is safe for your body. Exhale. And inhale. And you might want to start to press the pelvis forward into more of a back bend here. And exhale. Last one. And come back through center. Good, I'll turn back this way. Let's walk the hands out and we'll find a nice puppy pose here. Anahatasana. Melting heart pose. So melt your heart down towards your mat. Keep the hips lifting high. You might bring your chin to the mat or your forehead. Take a couple of nice breaths here. You might even come onto the tips of your fingertips if you want a little bit more stretch through the shoulders. See how much you can soften through that heart space. Really letting your heart melt down to the ground, just like the name suggests. Letting your heart rate start to come down a bit as well. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale, soften everything. And then slowly and carefully walk your hands all the way back towards you. And up through the spine. Good. From here we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So bring your right foot out in front of you. It can be tucked in towards you at a 90-degree angle if you want a little bit more. Make sure that back leg is parallel, turned inwards. That's so not open like this, hip down towards the ground. Take a breath. Now, like we did right at the start of the class, some seaweed movements here. So just rippling side to side in this position. It doesn't have to be a big movement. You might like to play around with leaning forwards and doing it, or coming more upright and doing it, rippling side to side, and feel how the stretch changes as you do this. So you might feel it more into the outer hip as you go one way, more into the back hip. Keep the breath going. Inhale as you go to one side, exhale as you go to the other side. Inhale and exhale. We'll come back through center. Let's start to walk the fingertips forward into a more passive stretch now. So you might just come to here, you might bring your elbows down, you might bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. And last option, you might want to come into a twist here, threading your left arm through, reaching your right arm up, and finding your hip crease on the other side there. All options, all good options. You could also do this on your back if none of these feel good in your body. Take a nice long breath there, inhale. Exhale, release any tension in that hip. And one more breath, just like that. Inhale, send the breath into that right hip there. And as you exhale, imagine any tension just breaking up, dissipating into the ether. Good, make your way back through center. Roll onto that right hip so you can swing your left hip around, and we'll take that to the other side now. So left foot is out in front of you. Nice and light on the fingers. Let's start with our seaweed motion. And remember that this seaweed motion is instigated from right below our belly button, where our sacral chakra resides, shifting the weight one side to the other. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's more about how it feels in the body than how it actually looks. So just keep breathing. We've done a few here. It should make it a little bit more spacious for us now when we come into our passive stretch here. Now that we've done some active mobility work into that front hip. Lengthen the spine through center. Walk the fingertips forward, reach through the chest. And just when you find your edge, then you can relax everything forwards. If you're taking the twist variation, thread that right arm through. Find the mat with your right cheek. And then reach your left arm all the way up and back. And you might find the crease of your right hip there. Breathing deeply, fully. Exhale with a sense of letting go. One more breath, just like that. And let that breath go all the way. Good. Very slowly make your way out. No sharp movements here. Walking the hands all the way back towards you. This time we'll roll onto our left hip so we can swing that right leg around. And then we'll slowly come all the way down onto our back. Take your feet up to the floor. Second time I said that. Up to the sky. And take a few breaths here, just letting all that blood flow back towards your heart. No tension in the neck, no tension in the legs, just let them hang there. You could stay here for a few minutes if you want to. This is a really nice restorative pose that brings us back into our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. It's a really nice way to end your class or even your day. And when you feel like you've had enough here in this gentle inversion, just start to bring both knees in towards your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Let's take the soles of our feet to the mat, arms out wide. Let your knees fall from side to side in a windscreen wiper action. Very little effort here. Just let the weight of your legs and gravity do the work for you. And last time, take those knees back in towards you, squeeze them in, maybe curl your nose towards your knees, hug everything in. And as you exhale, let's start to move into our Shavasana, extending the arms and the legs out long, feet about mat width, palms face up, just receiving all the benefits of your practice, and stay here for as long as you like.